What's up? It's Chairgatin coming at you live.
Hello, come right in. Rock, flag, and eagle.
Oh, it definitely auto-played.
Yeah, how do we feel about that?
It works if people are already waiting.
That's the thing, if people are already waiting. Because I almost like how we do our little intro,
Yeah, I like saying what's up.
saying what up before the intro video to give people a second to, like, jump in.
Yeah, I like kind of our original way better.
Okay. Yeah, I'm going to see if I can.
Speaking of which, what up?
What up, dude? This is 2 weeks in a row, right? I think we're
Yeah,
on
look at us.
hot
The
streak.
boys are back. We got to, because I guess we're probably only have one more after this.
Yeah,
sorta.
true. Dude, it is coming to a close quickly.
But yeah, what's up, Rattlesnake? Dakota Drake 4 here.
Yeah, we don't have the intro
I don't even know
anymore.
what
I don't
to
know what to do. It's you know who it is.
Yeah,
If you're
why
watching,
you know why I'm here, bitch.
you know who the fuck it is.
You know what it
You
is.
know what it is. Dude, you were in Martinsville, right?
Dude, yeah, man. Fucking it feels like an eternity ago, like a work week later.
Yeah, right.
I had a crazy couple days. Jesus Christ.
For work?
No, well, like the racing, the fucking hunting, the fucking good times.
Oh, so good, a good crazy.
Yeah, no, like it was a
Dope.
it was a great couple days for me in my life. Till I went back to work.
Sounds cool.
But dude, yeah, I went to Martinsville. Definitely, I'm kind of like, how have I never been here? I was on immediately, like when I got there for the Xfinity race, I was like, why did it take me 32 years to get here? Like, this should have been like a every other year kind of thing.
Really?
Yeah, it was so awesome.
Why did
dude.
you get those vibes right away? Before, like, you're saying felt that before the racing?
Before we jump in the trip, just to ride, like it's in the mountains, like kind of like Bristol, but like a little more like Tyler Childersy. And
I thought it was in the hills.
yeah, whatever, mountains, hills, it's rolling mountains, man. I don't know what to tell you.
Wasn't somebody in the chat really strict about correcting us on this? Was it Connor? Probably.
That's a daily thing.
It's somebody. Somebody got pissed about it. Probably Nathan. Nathan, if you're in the chat, let us know. Is Nathan?
I think it's mountainous.
Nathan, I want you to comment specifically. Is it mountains or hills? Is it Virginia mountains or Virginia hills?
Well, compared to like us, I'd call it mountains.
Yeah, obviously. I mean, I live on the coast, so compared to like anything compared to where I live.
That's what I'm kind of relating it to.
All right. Well, go
on. But I meant to put
okay,
song with
we
that.
got Nathan.
All right,
rolling the hills.
whatever.
I'm telling you, that's what I've heard. It's the Martinsville Hills.
Okay, well, let me preface this. It's early November. It's like it's fall down here, but it is like goddamn
Is there
autumn.
like foliage?
It's autumn up there. Brown, gold, red
that's
leaves.
cool. Yeah.
Like sun setting with the time change, and
right.
Fucking SEC football's on, and we're walking in to the fucking Martinsville short track, and they're doing driver intros, and it is getting cool, a crisp like 54 out. Like it's probably 60 degrees when we got there, and the sun's going down and the temperature's dropping. I'm talking like full flannel jeans and boots. Like it is like it's time, and it is cozy. If you had the big NASCAR jacket, this was a night to bring it out. And they're getting ready to start the Xfinity cutoff race, and it's just like, ooh, like dude, like put this up my ass. This is great. Like the trains going by, fall trees, fucking the lights are coming on as it's rolling into night. Short track racing. I just felt like super hometown, little town proud. I don't know.
Are you saying awesome. If it wasn't fall, you wouldn't have got the same vibes?
I'm sure the spring race has a vibe, but this was like, you could have put this in a bottle, kind of feeling. And same on Sunday, just like short track in the hills, fall, fucking like I've watched this my whole life, but seeing it in person with the smells and sights and sounds, like it was just everything. It was awesome. It was so awesome. And I'm glad it was cool. Like it was like 50, 55 degrees.
Okay. So you would recommend?
Oh, yeah. Like It's not ideal for like deer season, but I would definitely go do this again.
Logan recommends it as well.
Logan had a blast. His first Martinsville too. Dalton was a hell of a host. We had a good time.
That's
Definitely had a
hilarious.
good
How
time.
many of you stayed at Dalton's?
Me, Justin, Nathan, and Logan.
Was Andy not there?
They rolled up Sunday morning.
Okay.
You're not getting what Paul got. That was the inside joke of the weekend. Only downside is the time of year for hunting. Yes, that was really my only downfall.
All right, enough with the Paul thing, dude.
Yeah, that was an accident.
Getting old.
Um.
Okay, can you explain the shades?
Yes. Yeah. Dude, tell me those weren't fucking clutch.
Those were her. I mean, yeah, they were. They were something.
Those are definitely my new race shades. Like they were fucking sick. So we were hanging out Saturday watching the Xfinity race. It was great. It was fun. Blah blah. And a big crowd whole weekend. And it was general admission though. You kind of sit wherever you want to sit for Saturday.
Right.
And we found a good row. We sat there. Blah blah. There was some like Virginia Hills tweakers sitting in front of us. They were having a good time smoking darts in the stands. Hilarious. It was great. Like, hell yeah, this is Virginia, baby. And they were definitely like meth heads. And well, all of a sudden it's clearing out, and we're hanging out watching the post race stuff and everything. And I just like kind of look down through like the beer cans and hot dog wrappers, and I just see these shades like laying on the bleachers. And I was like, no way, look at these bad boys. And I'm also
like Appalachia meth head.
So yes. So me and Logan have also been drinking since like 9 a.m.
Also, you hung out with Nick there, right?
Who's Nick?
He's literally
Nick
right now.
Oh, that Nick. I was thinking like all the Nicks I know. Oh yeah, Nick showed up Saturday. What up, big dog? Great time. It was fun as fuck. And yeah, that sweatshirt's badass. And I didn't tell nobody. I reached down, grabbed those shades, and put them on. I was like, "What's up?" And I'm also like fucking blitz out of my mind, and it was just having a good time. And I was like, "Dude, I'm wearing these bitches the rest of the weekend," and I did.
Yeah, I noticed all the photos. You looked hot. Yeah, what was up with the Jeff Gordon sweater?
Oh, so my mom was a Jeff Gordon fan, and my sister for my birthday got me that sweatshirt.
I knew it was gonna be something with your mom. Samantha was like, "Oh, that's a really cool Jeff Gordon sweater Dakota has on."
It's
and I was
like,
I know his mom liked Jeff Gordon. I was like, "There's no way he just got his own like Jeff Gordon thing."
No, I didn't buy that. No, my sister
I was
did.
like, he would have had a 3 on it if it was up to him.
Yeah. I almost wore my Earnhardt shirt and then wore the Jeff Gordon sweatshirt, and I was like, I'll probably burn to the ground sitting in the stands if I do that.
Yeah, I mean, it got compliments. I mean, even my wife was like, "That's sick."
Oh, dude, I was having to beat him off with a stick wearing that bad boy.
Sure, yeah, you were looking good.
Yeah, speaking of which, if you buy any Dale Jr. merch, just be careful when you wear this thing out in public, because it holds with great power comes great responsibility. Just throwing that out there for all the fellas. It is a beacon in the dark. Yes, be careful anytime you wear any of your Dale Jr. merch in public. But dude, speaking of Dale Earnhardt, man, on the way up, we met Dalton at the RCR museum, and holy shit, dude, I was not prepared. Probably the cherry on top for the whole weekend. I was like, yeah, cool, RCR museum. What's going to be in here? Like, I think I've seen some pictures. Like, I don't really know. Oh my God, it was like a Dale Earnhardt tomb. Wow. And it was sick, dude. It was so like, I mean, I had goosebumps. Like, you almost get like teary eyed walking in there.
Damn.
And it is like an enclosed tomb of Earnhardt, and the cars they had. Like, you've seen the schemes, you've seen some of the nostalgia with Earnhardt wins, but when you sit there and look at the car, and you can reach over and touch it, it was like, dude, I am like.
So it was actual cars? It
yeah,
like
no.
Rebuilds?
Hey, dude, I'll back up. They had the Bass Pro car. They had the rainbow scheme. They had like the Olympic scheme, like the actual car that was in the race.
Yeah.
And then you come around the Bud Shootout, the 2001 Bud Shootout Oreo, with the Oreo on the hood. That was the last car he ever raced in before the Daytona 500.
Right.
So like, it still had rubber and like grease on the hood and like fuel stains. Like, that car was never cleaned. It looked just like it did after the Bud Shootout in 01. Was really cool. Like, you're like, Dale Earnhardt. Like, that's the thing. You're looking at these cars. You're like, Dale Earnhardt sat in that seat. Like, that was the cool thing. And like, you're standing next to the car. Like, yes, very true. Those are facts. is like you're staring at the car. Like this isn't just like some Walmart replica scheme bullshit. Like this is the car that Dale Earnhardt raced, and it has like
Yeah, that's
each
cool that
one
it's
had a little
the
plaque. Like Dale Earnhardt in 1997 drove this car at Atlanta. Blah 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 blah. It was really cool. His last Atlanta win car, his last win at Dega had that car, and it was just like just getting to see it in person, and like you're just like, oh my god, this is crazy. And then
So it's
I
pretty
didn't know.
much just a Dale Earnhardt museum.
Yes, well, it gets
Okay.
better, and
Okay.
then you kind of go through corridors and shop rooms and hallways, and this is probably the chillest part. You walk around and there's his hauler, like the car that went to Daytona, like this carried the car,
Mhm.
and they had a whole little memoir with it, and it was like it was eerie quiet and like chilling, and they preserved it like a fucking museum or like a crypt. Like you go in, you can walk in the hall and walk through it, and they've put plexiglass up, and it's sealed.
Whoa.
It's sealed off just like it was the day at Daytona in 2001. It had like 2,000 Nutty Buddies and Beanie Weenie cans, like the old logos. It had like a 1999
That's
coffee pot,
crazy.
and like it was like a flash. It was like a time capsule. You walk in and it's like everything's like 2000 chic, and you could see
It's
the
not
engines and all the parts. Like they haven't touched anything. And they said like the hauler pulled in from '01 and came to its final resting place and parked. And yeah, his jackets and shit are still in there. And they parked the hauler and it has never moved since from when
so
it
it's,
came
like,
back
not
in
bad
2001.
enough that you're having to, like, relive Dale
No,
being
no, it's
alive,
like eerie
but
quiet.
it's also, like, the fact that you have to remember how much better shit was back then, and
Oh,
you're like,
yeah, yeah. That
"Fuck."
was the thing too. I was like, "God, take me back." Everything's
Yeah,
black
like,
and murdered out. It was sick. But dude,
dude.
and like, I mean, it's in mint condition. Like they keep it clean, but like it was a time capsule, and they have the roof open, and the backup cars are in the top of the hauler. Like you can see the backup cars,
Wow.
and I mean, dude, just seeing like Dale Earnhardt's backup cars was like, oh. And then you come out and you see some more cars, and then they have a mural. They have the Daytona 598 win car, and it's like just like it was when it did the donut in the grass. Like
Ooh,
it's
yeah.
got tape on it and like burnout marks, and like it's untouched, and it's there in the museum. And like you're just like, oh my god, dude! Like this is like I've watched this clip a million times. I watched that race as a child, and now I'm like looking at the car. It's like, and they got a little TV monitor play. It's like a 99 TV screen playing the old footage like on VHS. Like it's super cool, and it's playing Dale Earnhardt like we want it, we want it, we want it. And dude, you're just like trying not to cry. And then
Jeez.
it was like it just goosebumps the whole time.
So
Then you
that's a
come.
must.
Oh no, like we need to go up there. Like I'd go up there again. I would
Yeah,
definitely
I
go
wanna
stay
do
at
that.
Dalton's house again too. It was
Okay.
awesome.
I wanna do that.
Yeah,
Specifically, I wanna go for that.
yeah. I'd like to go see the Hendrix Museum too. I hear it's sick. But then you come through like this hallway corridor
Dude, we
where
should
it's
do
like
all the museums.
yes, it was like a Bass Pro Shops Team Real Tree Richard Childress shrine, and it's like thousands of like deer head mounts and bears and moose. It's really nice.
That's sick.
It's like all this cool like hunting mounts, and it's just everyone has a plaque of what, when, and where Richard killed it.
I know, yeah, Richard's a big hunter, right?
And then yes, and then you come around and it's like the rest of RCR, and it was like a Kevin Harvick fucking shrine. And this is
I
where I
saw some
really
of those
busted a nut.
pictures.
Dude,
Yeah.
no. The Kevin Harvick shrine, I was like, "Oh." Like I was looking at those cars and I was like, "That's that win and
That's
that's that
prime
win."
Kevin.
And I was like, "That's that car." And I knew like immediately what some of and they're like just like they were out of Victory Lane.
That's
Like
sick.
still had dents and donuts on them and shit. All the the Brickyard car didn't. It was
Everybody else is just
restrapped, but
walking through that part. They're like, "Oh, yeah,
oh
honey,
yeah,
that's a guy
cool.
named Kevin Harvick."
Yeah, yeah. And then
Kevin's like
they had a bunch
with
of
a
Austin. They had
boner.
they had a bunch of Austin Dillon stuff in there. They got his Coke 600
A
car.
bunch?
They got his Xfinity Championship car.
Okay.
Yeah, just like it was after the burnout. Like it looks
Okay.
sick. And then they have his Daytona 500 car, and you get to like walk right up to him and like see stuff you can't see on TV, like donut marks.
Do they
And
have all his wins?
yeah,
Like,
pretty much.
okay.
No, like they have a bunch of Austin Dillon cars.
Okay.
And then they had like some Clint Boyer cars, some more Kevin Xfinity Championship car or Busch Series Championship car. It was really cool, man. Like, and then you come out and I wasn't prepared for this. A fucking goddamn gift shop of gift shops. I'm talking
Oh
like,
no! Oh
plus,
no!
dude, I was very unhinged in
That's
this gift
so
shop.
dangerous.
Dude, and Dalton gets a fucking discount. Oh, dude. Yeah, Eldora truck that Austin Dillon won was there. The gift shop, like, it was like a hauler on steroids, and they had like half the gift shop was Dale Earnhardt stuff. So, dude, I was in there like, I literally was like, I was waiting to buy Dale Jr. stuff at the track, but I was like, I don't have a choice here. Like, I'm buying shit, and I went in the gift
Right.
shop, and just busted a nut all over the place.
That's sick, dude. Yeah, I
It was
definitely
very
want to go check
badass.
that out. That
Yeah,
actually,
yeah. That's definitely if you're at least going that direction, or if you wanted to make a trip on its own, definitely worth going there and seeing that. I would go again like tomorrow. Oh yeah, yeah,
yeah.
yeah. There was like a discount table in the gift shop, and they were like, "Oh, this is some of Richard Childress's personal collection." They were like shit he had in his closet that he's like cleaning out the house, and it was like 1993 Winston Cup champion hats and stuff, and like
Oh,
there were
sick.
some really, and it was like $4, and they had like cool old Wheaties t-shirts and like cool old hero cards. Like shit would go badass in a Earnhardt collection, but I was like, I
Shit
already
that
got too
he's
much
just
stuff.
throwing away, but they're like,
Yeah,
fuck it, we'll just sell
they're
it
like,
at the
oh,
gift
we
shop.
found this in a filing cabinet here. Yeah, we'll get some pennies back.
$30 at a gift shop.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It was cool, dude.
Damn.
That was
Yeah.
really the cherry on top of the
Regardless of
weekend.
Martinsville, I would drive out there just to go to that.
Yeah, yeah. It's just what in no, just north of Charlotte. Whatchamacallit? Welcome.
I drive out that way actually occasionally. When I go visit
Yeah,
my family up in the mountains, I go
dude.
that
Oh,
way,
and RCR is
going up
like
to Winston-Salem.
this little wholesome little race shop. Like we drove around, colleagues there. Whatchamacallit, the 48 car and Xfinity shop.
Yeah.
They're all like right there, and like it's like a little hometown. And I'm like, dude, this is like the vibe I'm talking about.
Is it
It's not like,
welcome?
yeah, it's not like big old fucking Hendricks Motorsports complex. It's like the good old boys race shop. I mean, clearly you're like, oh wow, Richard has infinity money, but it was still
Right.
cool, like seeing like seeing RCR complex. It was
No,
cool.
it's sick. It's like I wish I had that kind of money because I'd do something like that too. That sounds dope.
Yeah, it was really cool.
Just to build race shops in the middle of nowhere.
But
in
then we
North
left
Carolina.
we left there and we rolled up to Martinsville for Xfinity race, big machine. That's it. We rolled up to Martinsville for Xfinity race, and I got to see the track for the first time. And Nathan had a clip. I don't know if he sent the group chat, but a clip of me walking in the first time. When he get that posted,
Yeah, I never got
it was
that.
super cool, man. It was super cool seeing the track and just like, oh, and like, so this was my thing. When you walk into Bristol, you get it's every time, no matter how many times you go, you get that first like, man, look at this place. So Martinsville was the same way, like, whoa, this is way different than TV makes it look. And it's like, Bristol is like it's like it's in a little can and it's right there in front of you, but it's like down in a bowl almost. Is
Yeah.
what Bristol feels like. Martinsville feels like you're like over it. Like I felt like I could touch the backstretch, if that made sense. Like we're on row 30 and the backstretch felt like it was like 10 feet away. I guess the stands they're pretty steep and it's just a little paperclip, but like the backstretch isn't far at all. Like at Bristol, the backstretch is over there. But this, I felt like it was just like I could definitely hit a pit road with a beer can if I wanted to.
Okay.
For sure.
Okay.
Like you just felt almost more short tracky than Bristol. And then seeing the turns in person on TV, they look flat. They're like banked.
They do look flat on TV.
Yeah, on TV they look flat. When you see it in person, no, it's like it's a lot more bank than you think there is.
Okay.
And so that was cool. Xfinity race was badass. There's always, just like any race, there's stuff that they probably didn't show on TV, but you see like a guy in 30th just send a guy to pass him and like beating and banging. They're coming off the corner, just door slamming and shit.
Short track racing, I feel like, is just better in person too.
Oh, absolutely. Like
there's so much going on.
Definitely not going next year, but like I'll go to this race again one day. It was
Oh,
definitely a good time. Yeah, Matt's never been to Martinsville, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, that's.
Oh, so back
I don't know
on the
why
track,
you thought I would have been.
on the other side of the railroad tracks, there's like I would go camp this race, to be honest.
Okay.
Dalton's was cool and great.
I feel like that's what I've heard actually.
But this camping, like I didn't go over there, but I could see it from the stands. It's like you can camp on a hill, and Nick's saying like you can see the track from over there. Like if you
I've
wanted to, you
heard
can
the
hang out.
camping is actually sick, and maybe it's because it's the time of year also. I mean, I was with my family camping. This
The
is the
camping
perfect time to.
weather, yeah, this weather would have been great.
Yeah, dude, it's the perfect weather where it's like a flannel and you
Yeah.
get cozy at night. You get
Oh
a little
yeah.
fire going, s'mores. I mean, this is
Yes. Yeah.
camping prime.
That's what this race like. I literally was like, man. I told Nathan, I go, man. Imagine if we just came up here and like camped, even if it was just for one night.
Oof,
I was like, what if we
yeah,
drove up Friday? Like drove up Friday, camped out. We were here
chilly
Saturday all
camping weather.
day. Yeah, I was like, that would be. It seems like it'd be a fun camping trip if it didn't, rain or anything.
True,
Just something to
but
keep out on. We could do that one
yeah,
day.
that's interesting.
Very interesting.
I don't hate that idea.
So, oh man, it was fun. But then Sunday, so then after Xfinity race, we get back to Dalton's, and with the time change, I guess, or whatever,
Right.
or no, the race started early. It started like 4, and we got back to Dalton's. It was like 8 o'clock.
Damn, he
So we were
watched
like,
qualifying and practice from the campsite.
yeah, that's sick.
Wait, you were able to see from his campsite? He could see the track and like
That's what he
watch
said.
everything.
He said you could see the track, like, cause it's flat. Like you
What?
could see it. Like the camping is up on a hill. Like
That's
you can watch the hill
sick.
go. Yeah. We got back to Dawn's like 8, and we were like, hey, let's go have us a little night, boys. And we went and found this cool little pool hall, like 2 minutes from Dalton's.
Wait, so y'all stayed at Dalton's?
Dalton lived just over an hour from the track. So like we left the Xfinity race and drove an hour back to Dalton's, and it was like 8 o'clock.
Okay.
So yeah, night
Not
was
bad.
young. We went and found a little pool hall, got the $2 domestics, bro. We got a tab, and I was like, this is gonna be like $80.
Was that
My
like the first time Dalton went out in his own town?
Yes. Oh, this place was too sweet little bar. They had fucking football on. They were playing old NASCAR races. They had Pantera playing on the fucking radio.
Dude, can you imagine how many people in that town are connected to NASCAR?
Yeah, no, the place was super chill.
It's a tiny town. There's probably so many people at work.
We asked Dalton. We were like, oh yeah, so this is a bar you come to sometimes? He was like, no, I've never been here. I was like, you've lived here almost a year. And he was like, yeah, no, I've seen this place. I just never come in here. We were like I was like, literally, I was like, if I lived here, I'd be coming here I'd be a regular here. Like,
especially he doesn't have a wife or kids or a girlfriend or anything.
Dude, let me tell you,
You would have to fucking drag me out of that place.
Dalton's lucky he is who he is because he has got a set up for destruction, bro.
Oof.
I'm talking about bachelor pad. It's organized and clean. It's just outside of town. He could walk to this bar if he wanted to.
Oh.
And I mean, I'm talking this.
No.
We bought beers all night. My bar tab was $28.
God damn.
Oh, dude, we were fucked up. It was like it was a little shithole bar, but it was fun as hell.
Discreet strip mall bar.
No, like this place was chill, and we jammed out and played pool all night, and went back to Dalton's and passed out.
Who was staying with y'all again?
Logan, Justin, Nathan, and me at Dalton's.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, we pretty much commandeered Dalton's place. Yeah, it was a good place to chill. Very good place to chill. So Andy and Poole come up Sunday morning, meet us at Dalton's house about the time we're waking up. We all go slap Bojangles, grab some biscuits.
Solid.
On the way to the track Sunday, there was race traffic like a motherfucker, and it kind of hindered us, but we did prevail. And
that would be a positive about camping.
Yes. So race traffic was back. The crowd was amazing. And we get to the track, we slap the haulers again, and the crowd is huge. And
I mean, the crowd looked good on the TV, but it was good there too.
Yeah, it was like, wow, look at this fucking place. So we get to the track. Yeah, I didn't know what Justin was trying. We get up in our stands, and we were like, we're gonna have to sit in our seats. Clearly, we bought seats on purpose. Just and it was super chill because we got up to our seats, and like we all had seats around each other, but like not together. But like it was kind of still like open enough. People were like, whatever. This guy in front of us, it was him and his dad. He was probably like 35, 36. And he was like, hey, bros. He was like, or we said, hey, no, we're not in your seat. We're just kind of chilling out here. He goes, oh, no, man, don't worry. He goes, I have seats 6 through 10. I had some buddies bail. He's like, if y'all need to use some seats, man, y'all can take some of mine. And we were like, yeah, I think we will.
Yeah, that solves that problem.
We were all kind of like, we only had 4 seats, but we were taking like 8. And, the guy was super nice, blah, blah. And Then we went down, stood in line, and got like fucking 3 dozen hot dogs.
By the way, before we move on,
Yeah.
moving forward, when we do race trips, let's just we gotta just buy the seats that we want to fucking the races.
I'm an adult. Hey, the biggest part of maturing is buying your
is
own
sitting
seat.
in the seats that you bought.
Yeah.
Look, if this was 3 years ago, we wouldn't even have this discussion because none of the races sold out. But
Yeah.
like racing's getting popular again, so I'm just
Oh,
saying,
yeah.
like, it's not like
We're
it
gonna-
used to be.
We're gonna spend the money. And
Right.
half the races were on a bus anyway. So
Yeah,
the dogs
true.
were dogging. So I want to talk about these hot dogs.
Yeah, talk about the hot dogs. There's a big
Gut Buster Supremes. They are definitely, if you've had 14 Bush Lights
Mhm.
or 10 Modelo's, and it's fall time, you're wearing a flannel or your cozy Jeff Gordon sweatshirt, and you're watching race cars on the track. Goddamn, one of these little smother covered glizzies is exactly what the doctor ordered up.
Right. That makes sense.
And they're only $2. I mean, it
Okay.
doesn't get like
Well, there it is. Yeah.
they're $2 a piece. You can buy they sell them like in groups too. You can like buy 4, you can buy like fucking 12. They'll sell you like a bag or a group of hot dogs. And Land Sharks with Teen was definitely on the menu. But if I was like, hey man, come over, we're gonna do hot dogs, I'd be like, what the fuck is this?
Yeah.
But they definitely go hard. However, I think you have to be aware of what you're doing and not just like smother 5 of them in a row down your gullet. Because they definitely will tear you up.
Aren't they just like cookout hot dogs though?
They're just little hot dogs with some slapped on little chili and onions and relish.
And
No, slaw. They had slaw on them.
Yeah, that's cookout hot
Onions and chili.
dogs.
Yeah, I mean,
That's
I've never had
literally cookout all the way hot dog.
I've never had a hot dog from Cookout.
Hot dogs from
but-
cookouts are actually pretty good. They're probably better than what you had at Martinsville.
Yeah, it's just a hot dog. But
Okay.
it's more about the aesthetic and being there and what you're doing. And it's like, I'm eating a Martinsville hot dog.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, that's like
So-
a Carolina hot dog. That's what I would call like a Carolina style hot dog. That, by the way, that is my favorite way to eat a hot dog. Is chili, slaw, and onions. In my opinion, that's the
Yeah,
best
it was
hot
good.
dog.
It just like it goes hand in hand. Like I'm at Martinsville, got a beer and I got a hot dog. Like I'm
But in
I'm
terms
eating
of
a Martinsville hot
toppings,
dog.
it's the perfect topic because you get the cold crunch and the crunch from the onion, and then you get the hot chili with the hot. I mean, it's perfect.
So that's the thing. You either get a naked hot dog or you get it cut all the way.
All the way,
Like,
yeah.
you can't get a choice. And you pull up the little stand and there's like 3,000 hot dogs like layered up, and there's guys.
So they're just like,
there's
what do
guys out there just like, here,
Yeah.
take the fucking dog. Like, they're
I
like,
ordered it. They're like, I don't give a fuck.
yeah, that's exactly what. Like, take your goddamn hot dog. Get the hell out of here. That is how it is. They're making a shit ton of money.
Get
on
back,
these
you
$2
animals.
Yeah,
Fucking animals.
yeah. That's how it was, man. But
That's
a
awesome.
race happened.
Well, no.
broke out.
But
Oh.
don't skip over it. How many bags of hot dogs? Like, how many hot dogs did
We
y'all have?
definitely wasted some hot dogs. I got to where I was like, I can't eat any more hot dogs. I'm good.
Yeah, but how many did you order?
I bought a dozen. Nathan bought a dozen, and Paul
dozen.
bought a dozen, like 12.
Yeah. I know. No, I know.
And
what
I
a
guess there
dozen
was
is.
like
That's
there's
a
like
lot.
there's like 8 or 9 of us, and we're all like, give me one. Hey boy. So like
Have to bring your
I
own
think
ketchup, dude. Logan, I thought you were cool. The fact that you just said you would put ketchup,
I put ketchup on mine
that's so disgusting.
on
dude.
top of all of it.
Oh,
So good. I ate 7 total throughout the weekend. I think Pool went into cardiac
13.
arrest.
13 is a lot.
Pool definitely went into cardiac arrest a couple of times during the race.
I know.
Nathan
Pool probably.
opened one. Nathan opened one, and it had 3 hot dogs in one.
Oh,
bun.
13 over the weekend. Okay, good.
Yeah.
All right, Nathan.
ate
You actually.
7
I was like, dude, that's a lot of.
I ate 7 over the weekend. I think I ate 4 Sunday at the race.
That's still a shit ton of hot dogs, like at one time.
Yeah, like over a 4-hour race, I ate 4 hot dogs.
Pool, I bet you were dipping your hot dogs in ketchup.
Yeah, no, Pool was we stole ketchup, free ketchup from Bojangles, and I put it in my bag, and we were just passing around
Y'all
ketchup.
are gross, man. Y'all are fucking gross.
It was really good.
Mustard, if anything. That's
No,
all.
I think they have mustard on them. Correct me if I'm wrong.
See?
Nathan.
They
come-
understand.
They
They
come with mustard on them.
All right, These people understand.
Yeah, they've been doing this.
They've been doing this for a little bit. They know what they're doing.
Yeah.
I tried the hot dog with slaw and I couldn't do it, and I had to go back.
I
You're
put the
literally a
ketchup over
child.
the slaw.
You are literally a child, dude. You're a child. Yeah, they do. They have mustard. Okay, perfect. Then they understand. That is the perfect hot dog.
Hey, I don't even eat hot dogs like this, and I was slurping them down.
I know. Good for you, Dakota. That's what I'm saying.
I've been branching out my horizons.
I respect that at least. You're like,
Yeah.
fuck it. That's what they do here. That's what I'm gonna eat.
That's exactly what I did. I said, this is how they come. This is how I'm gonna eat it.
Yes,
And they were
that's how you
fucking good.
fucking do it.
They're
That's
good, but
how
I
you
got to the point where I was like, I can't eat another
do it.
goddamn hot
That's
dog.
a lot of fucking hot
I
dogs.
got to the point where I was like, we still had a bag full of hot dogs, and I was like, I don't want to see another fucking hot dog.
Oh man. Okay, good to know. You know what? I really was interested about
Like
the hot dogs.
that was the thing. If you're gonna go to Martinsville, you gotta get a goddamn hot dog.
Right.
You don't. If you at least gotta get one. If you don't want another one, that's fine. But
So is
you
it
can't go
just
and not do it?
you
I saw
might
people
not
walking around with chicken fingers, and I almost like wanted to slap it out of their fucking.
Yeah,
hand.
you're like, what's wrong with you?
Yeah,
Piece
we're
of
in
shit?
Martinsville, you fucking bitch. Yeah,
I'll fucking kick your ass,
get the
bitch.
get the fuck out of here.
The cop comes up and he's like, "Wait, what were you doing? You were eating chicken fingers? Well, you should probably thank this guy for not beating your fucking ass, pussy."
I'm just trying not to spit out my coffee.
Looks like I'm gonna have
Wait,
to
what's
write
the
you
problem?
a fucking $500
They
ticket.
put him in
asshole.
handcuffs. Get out of here. I'll get this low life piece of shit out of you. I'm sorry
Fuck
for
outta
they bothered you.
here.
I'm sorry they bothered you.
That half dozen for $11. Yeah, that's sick, dude. 4 for
Yeah.
$7. God damn. Yeah, that's sick.
Oh yeah, go to Talladega and go to some little thing and try to get chicken fingers and fries. It's like $19.
Okay, so what I was gonna ask, and you might not know this, is it a thing like in the whole town? It's the hot dogs like in
I don't
Martinsville,
know.
or is it
I
just
think
a
it's just
racetrack?
at the track. I think it's at the track.
Okay, because dude, somebody should like.
I really
open
don't
up,
know the origin story.
Someone should open up a Martinsville hot dog like restaurant.
Yeah, that would be a thing.
Yeah, and just like, hey, you come to Martinsville, you get a hot dog.
Yeah, how many times you go to races and like I just want to go get something to put in my stomach, and it's like at $15.
Mm-hmm. Oh
know,
yeah,
Yeah, I want to go get a burger. I want to get like some chicken fingers.
Yeah, God forbid you actually have like a reasonable price at a stadium.
Yeah, that would be insane.
Jesse Jones hot dogs are popular AF up there. Okay.
Yeah, it was good seeing Nick again. It was fun seeing him. Had to beg him to come
Mhm.
sit with us. Yeah, we pretty much like rolled up, pulled the track, rolled out. Like we never really like explored around the
Okay,
track.
that's fair. Yeah. I get it.
Yeah.
Okay, so the race happened.
Yeah, we should get into the race.
We should probably talk about the race.
I was very curious with how the tire wear was going to be. I was curious with the playoff implications and what we were going to see. And
Well,
from where I was, dude, I thought the race was very fair. I thought it was great. Like it was good. And what racing we saw, like there were parts where it's like, oh, but like we had some cautions. There was beating and banging they didn't show. And then we got down to it was crazy watching the tire wear. Like the cars were like black. Like there was rubber all over the cars.
dude,
Like
I mean, you could see rubber coming
the
off the tires
brighter,
even
like
on the
white
TV.
and yellow cars, like they were like dirty, muddy black. Like it was cool looking. And you could definitely see it like in the groove of like the rubber getting up the track. And I would definitely haven't on TV, haven't seen that in the last couple of years.
True.
I think this was definitely the better Martinsville I've seen of the next gens.
Even from home, it was. Yeah.
This was a better next gen Martinsville. So I think there's something to work on with this tire stuff.
I mean, you definitely picked a hell of a Martinsville to attend for the first time.
The second half of the race was better maybe than the first. There was a little lull there, like at the beginning of the third stage, but that's racing.
That is racing, and that's what you come to expect.
And then Ryan Blaney came from like 10th with 100 to go. Like watching him march through, he was taking no prisoners, moving people, he was shipping people out of his way.
It was a Hendrick day for like the first half, you know. We were kind of like,
I literally said, well, Hendrick did their homework. They came to fucking play.
Yeah, you're like, okay, who's it gonna be? Chase Elliott, Kyle Larson, or William Byron? It's like those were the three guys.
Well, then, so we were also soaking up. We were soaking up. I was rooting for Blaney. And I was rooting for Martin Truex, but Martin Truex shot himself in the foot like 10 times.
Yeah, dude. I was just like, that sucks for.
So when Martin was done for the count, I was like, well, I'm going to pull for Blaney, like because Reddick clearly wasn't racing. So I was like, I'm gonna pull for Blaney, you know, for Felicia and Ronnie.
Blaney.
And well, I like Blaney. And
piece of shit.
So him marching to the front was really fun to watch. But then like the last 20 laps, once Blaney got the lead, I was like, okay, I just watched Martin Truex the rest of the race. because I was like, this is the last time I'm ever going to see Martin Truex race. And we were all doing it for Nathan, and we were all there
Right.
having a good time. And I just watched Truex the last 20 laps. Like I kind of checked the lead, like, oh, Blaney's cruising, like we're good here. And then they talked about a caution for a minute, but nothing happened. But then all of a sudden, like Nathan Pointy looked, and I saw like a whole gaggle of cars, like 2 wide, like 3 rows deep. And I was like, oh, what's going on there? Damn, they're racing crazy. I had no idea what was going
Oh
on.
wow.
I had no idea what was going on.
Did you have
I
a
was just like,
scanner? Then no, like
well, I was listening to Reddit, so
okay.
they weren't talking about anything of that
Yeah,
nature.
yeah, they
And,
definitely weren't talking.
So I'm just watching Martin Truex, and then I watched Blaney take the white, and I watched him win, and watched Truex cross, and then all of a sudden they were like, they were just like, oh, who's in? Blah blah. They were showing Christopher Bell Hell Mellon in the last corner, and I was like, whoa, what the fuck? Like I never even saw it. I was like, what the hell happened? And I was like, because I thought Bell was in because he had such a cushion to start the race. I was like, oh, clear. Like, what is Bell doing? Why did he do that?
Damn,
And they
so
were like,
you didn't even know that
no,
Bell
I
was
didn't even
out?
know I didn't know he was out. And I was like,
See,
why?
this is
Why
one of
did
the
he do that?
times that it kind of is a benefit to
Well,
watch on
Now,
TV.
I think the track was telling us. I knew like he had lost points because he spun out and he was in like 20th. I knew he had like was getting close to being on the verge, but I didn't pay attention to what was going on because I kind of didn't care. Like I was like, oh yeah,
man,
Bell and
it
well,
was
well no,
crazy.
in my head I thought Bell was in and Blaney just won himself in and not Byron out. So the Jumbotron's kind of small. Like if you're sitting dead on start finish line in the front stretch, you probably can see it pretty good. But like we were down in turn 1, so we're like looking out at it, and it was kind of like can't really tell what's going on.
Is it a concern that if they made it too big, like you couldn't see shit?
I
It
think it'd
might
be too
block.
much.
Yeah,
Oh yeah,
because
and
it's
it's like
such a
it's like a
small track.
triangle, not a square.
Yeah.
Um, so I think like if I'd been paying attention, I'd been more aware of what was going on. I just was like drunk and not paying attention. I was just watching Truex, and I thought like, oh, Blaney won. I thought Blaney won. He just not Byron out.
Oh
That
man.
was in my head. So then when they all get to pit road and they're all like, "Woo, what happened? Byron or Bell?" And I was like, "Well, what happened?" And I was like, and then they started talking about Christopher Bell sailed it into 3 and 4, and I was like, "No way, what?" So then I got caught up to speed, and then it was like, "Well, Bell clearly rode the wall. He's eliminated. Like, what are we debating?" But then it was like, "Well, he was in by getting position. Byron's out on points." So it was like, "Oh, we have a little pickle here." And at that, and then I didn't know anything about the blocking and Chevy order stuff at
Yeah.
the time.
Right. Which is the
So
crazier story, in my opinion.
so the more it developed of Bubba dropped back and Chevy was blocking and team orders and shit, I was like,
Mhm.
I don't like any of this.
Yeah.
I was like,
Yeah.
I don't like it. And then I was like, we were leaving, and I finally got some service. And Wi-Fi at the track was great, but if you weren't on the Wi-Fi, you had no service.
Okay. But good to know. Good
because of
good
big
for them
crowd.
for having Wi-Fi.
Yeah, great way of Wi-Fi once you got connected. And
Nice.
so when we left, I finally got service, get on Twitter, and I saw everybody bitching and raising hell and talking about how
Oof.
fucked up the playoffs are and all this. And I was like, okay, so this is what happened. Okay, that happened. And I was like, I think they both should be disqualified.
I mean,
So here's the
how do
thing.
you disqualify Byron though?
Oh, that's what I was about to say. I was like, well,
You
why would you
know, he
disqualify
didn't do
Byron?
anything.
Because he didn't do anything. He didn't tell them to do that.
I mean, to our knowledge.
So then they come. Well, here's my problem.
Yes, Bubba was involved in this as well.
So they come out and they penalize the 1, 3, and the 23
Yep.
for race manipulation, blah, 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 blah. So they penalize them heavy fines. And then so literally sit here and admit 100% guilt and say, okay, hey, we're penalizing them because of what they did. So I'm like, okay, well, if they were wrong and they did something against the rules, why is the end result staying? Like, hey, this was cheating. This was wrong. So why are we letting it? Why are we just going to be like, yeah, they cheated, but that's the championship.
I think because what we just said, like it wasn't Byron directly doing that.
You know what kills me too is that Bell was going to pass Bubba without doing any of it. I think he like went in there and like panicked. I don't know what the hell he did.
I think he went in and panicked.
Bubba was letting him by. I know that it had to eat him up. It has to eat him up. Like he fucked himself.
Yeah.
And then getting disqualified. I have no problem with the like he rode the wall. Like he Ross Chastain. I know it's different, but like he sailed it in there and wrote. And then Denny was like, once you get up there, you can't get off of it. And I was like, yeah, well, you know how you don't get up there?
Right.
But yeah, it sucks for Bell because I thought he was a lock for the Final Four, and I'm gonna laugh when he goes to Phoenix and wins the race.
Oh,
Oh, no, you know he's gonna
if
feel like
him or Larson win the race,
yeah,
that would be so awesome.
yeah. So,
Especially if when like Joey Logano wins this championship.
oh my god, dude, I know we'll jump into Phoenix here in a minute. Is like
Yeah, we'll get it later.
I've always been a pro advocate for
Yeah,
these
you have.
playoffs,
Yep.
but I gotta say with the way this one shook out down here to the end, this has got to be one of the ugliest, messiest playoffs I've ever seen.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
not, and my driver's in the Final Four, so I'm only proud of like Blaney and Reddick. Like they're the only two I want to see win the championship.
Yeah, okay, so for I guess going back, I I'm guessing you were watching at least when Blaney was making his passes when he passed Larson and then when he passed Elliott, right?
Yes, yeah, it was all that
Okay,
was
so
so
you were
fun.
watching
That to
that.
me was the highlight of the race. Was
Yes.
watching them three battle because
Yeah.
hey, win the race and you're in the Final Four, and like they all
And
three
those were the 3 that had to do it.
they knew what was on the line.
So
So like it doesn't get
so
better than that.
so a couple things I wanted to point out with that.
Okay.
One, first of all, kind of crazy that Larson didn't just fucking punt Blaney when he passed him.
Yeah,
Did you not think that too?
yeah. Like maybe not punt him, but like Elliott caught Larson
Elliott
and
had already
passed him.
passed, so Elliott was in the
Yeah.
lead at this point. But I'm
Yeah.
just saying, it's Kyle Larson. It's winning you're in.
Yeah.
And Blaney bumped you out of the way to make that pass. I'm not saying you have to necessarily
Blaney was
punt
taking
him,
no prisoners. He was motoring.
but Larson
pumping everything.
didn't put it into him as hard as he could have, I thought, right?
Yeah.
When they came around the next turn.
He gave him a little pop.
And same with Elliott, but I didn't expect anything from Elliott. But
I expected
anyway,
I expected like defend yourself. Jesus.
right. I was like, you're
Like,
Kyle Larson. What are you doing?
Do you want to be in the Final Four or not?
Okay, yeah, that was how
They're
I thought.
kind of like, you're faster, go ahead.
Yeah, they're like, oh yeah, my tires, go on. And I
Yeah.
get that, and you know what? Good for them for having the maturity to say that, because that probably is the correct thing to do, because they're gonna pass you regardless, that you just don't have the tires. But it's just like, dude, come on, it's the end here. Like, you gotta fucking
Right.
do what you do. Anyway, besides that, you know, we are complaining about the playoffs because of what has happened and the 4 guys that are in.
It's a mess.
And
It's just
and
a
that's
mess.
fair. And it's fair. And I do think it's kind of frustrating. It's annoying that, you know, certain guys don't have a chance to win a championship. But here's the but. I mean, the playoffs had forced us to have some incredible racing. Because the battle between the 3 of them, like, okay, if we had the point system, somebody probably would have already won the championship by now.
Oh, for sure.
But this forced a battle between the 3 guys that had to win to get in, and it was the most exciting part of this entire race.
Yes. Yeah. I like you couldn't have drawn it up better that those 3 guys were battling for the win. Like
You remember the race?
clearly somebody's getting knocked out too. Like that's
And it was those 3 guys. And do you remember Homestead? Same fucking thing. Exciting race with playoff implications.
Like this round was definitely the funnest, of course, but
So, I get that people are gonna be pissed about the 4 that are in, and I totally get where they're coming from. I do just want to throw out silver lining, devil's advocate here. This, you know, playoffs has been a lot of fun, and it has been because of the win and you're in situation.
I do agree with that. Is it crazy that the final 4, the last 4 out almost looks like that should be your final 4?
Yeah, yeah, it actually does.
Like, I saw that day is like the 4 that were eliminated looked like that heavier final 4.
You could rotate like maybe like Byron in and out of that, but yeah, pretty much outside of him, I would say you're right. The 4 that got knocked out were probably the 4 most consistent and best throughout the whole year.
Yeah, I think at this point, well, it started with the 48 disqualification. Like I kind of like threw some mud in the water. Then the way we
is a fucking narc.
Then the way we end this with the penalties and all this, and yeah, I mean this was bound to happen, right? A messy, muddy playoffs, and it just feels sour. Like it just feels like, ugh.
Like it already started with the Austin Dillon win, when they
Yeah,
said,
yeah,
"Nah,
yeah,
we're not in the
yep.
playoffs."
That literally, you're right. That literally,
Shit started getting weird then,
that's
man.
kind of started making shit weird. And then now this is like our third DQ. He's in, he's out. It's like, what are we doing? Like,
Yeah.
and I'm not team like this is why we shouldn't have playoffs. I'm not saying that. I'm saying like, okay, I think it's time. We've been doing this kind of same setup for like 10 years now. It might be time to like, let's open up the books, get some highlighters out, and like maybe make some amendments, maybe like tweak some things. I like winning you're in, but I also is like now that we get down here to the final four and it's like, oh yeah, those guys were knocked out. I guess they should have won. But it's also like, yeah, I
Well, okay.
guess.
So if Ross Chastain and Austin Dillon didn't block, you know, that was race manipulation. That was the bigger race manipulation.
Yeah, I
Them
agree.
just holding up the line, and it was so blatant and obvious. Even
Yeah.
the guys in the booth were trying to be like, "Oh, yeah, I guess they just can't make a pass."
Yeah.
And they're just literally, like, pushing him along, like, "Come on," and
Yeah.
everyone's getting backed up, and as they're
O.J.
showing on
Simpson meme,
TV.
whereas the cop cars and it was like the 24. Like, that was it.
They're showing it on TV, and they're showing the 3 different boxes of all whatever battles are
Yeah.
going on, and then they're showing,
Fox can never.
Christopher Bell down at the bottom, and then up here, like, in the corner, they were showing, Byron and
Yeah.
Dylan and Ross blocking, and you start to kinda see him, like, in the line that they're blocking,
Yeah.
and
I
you're just
saw
like,
I saw Brad Cade come in one time and just bump the shit out of the
well,
3 car.
he should have just
Yeah,
pushed.
and he was like, "Get the fuck out of the way," and they, like, just kept blocking.
I'm an Austin Dillon fan, he should have punted Austin Dillon.
It was clearly some Chevy family orders, like,
So
whether something was said or what, is like, they definitely were, good teammates.
So, do you think? Because I think if the bigger situation isn't necessarily the playoffs, but the manufacturers manipulating outcomes.
Yeah, and then people are like, "I've been doing that for years, plate racing." It's like, I just think this is it's a mess. Like, I clearly they're trying to do a favor for Chevy, but it's also like, this ain't right. This ain't racing. Like, this ain't. What are we doing?
Yeah,
Oh my
dude.
god.
When you manipulate a race that bad, it was ugly, dude. I
Yeah.
was watching that and I was just like, "Oh god,
You
this
know
is
what would have been a
hard to
bet. You know what would have
watch."
been less annoying, but like, I guess they could. I was like, if they would have just pulled off the track, if they would just pulled on pit road and be like, "Oh, I'm not passing them."
Right.
Like, I'm not gonna stop somebody from passing them, but I'm not gonna pass them or something. I don't know.
I mean, and I don't know what you do about it other than just like find the shit out of them to try to force the situation so that the manufacturers are like, all right, it's not worth us doing this. Like that was too
Yeah.
much. But
Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't really know what to do, but I think at this point, like, every large media outlet is talking about what could we change to the playoffs. Like, all I heard all week was this is what we ought to do, and it's like, if everyone's sitting here talking about what's wrong with the playoffs, maybe like we should listen. I don't know. It's like, clearly not everybody's happy.
right, yeah, I'm just once again, I'm just nervous about what we get afterwards.
Yeah, it's like, well, hey, careful what you wish for,
Hmm.
because now we're gonna have one legend guy gets to come back and race one race in the playoffs for a chance to add another championship to
Yeah,
his thing. Jeff Burton will be in next year's playoffs. Like,
Michael Waltrip is soon.
yeah, wild card champ round pick. Like, okay.
Yeah, dude. I'm just saying, I could
And
see
then there's a figure
NASCAR.
8 track.
Do we trust NASCAR making more changes right now? I
No.
just
All I
don't
gotta
think.
say is that, like, at this one, now that we've gotten here with this playoffs, and we've always talked about like how legitimate or how like they
Mhm.
don't seem as important anymore, of like, just like, I think, and I really fucking hate it because if Reddick wins, but it's like, at this point, I'm like, whoever wins the champion is just like, all right, yeah, sure.
Cool, whatever.
Yeah,
Yep,
cool, whatever, dude.
I
I don't
agree.
know. What I didn't get though is people were like, oh, I can't believe Larson didn't make Final Four after the season he had. I'm like, he won 6 races. I mean, that's a really good season, but like, all right, and like he won 10. Like, I mean,
Yeah,
still
but the
still
point is
amazing feat, but
he more than doubled anybody else in the field. He should be in consideration for a championship.
yeah. Well, I think I'm saying this as a 2020 Kevin Harvick fan. I'm like, yeah, dude, I've been there, done that. Like sometimes the guy that wins the races doesn't make it.
Yeah, no, and that's the thing. This is far from the first time this has happened. This is a
Yeah,
consistent issue. I don't
yeah.
know why. I think maybe people are talking about it more this year, especially because of this last race. But I do agree. This is just part of the problem that you get with this playoff system. Um,
hmm
but I don't know, man. Again, I just think maybe the solution is just adding more importance on a regular season championship, or even
Yeah.
just doing a season long points and having two
It
different
it kind of
champions.
made
I
me
don't know.
it kind of like we were talking a lot on the ride back and stuff. It kind of made me like man, I kind of missed the chase for the cup.
Yeah.
Re-rack it 10 races, 12 drivers. Re-rack the points how they are. Have at it, boys. 10 races, make a
Yeah.
champion. And if we get down to Phoenix and that guy's got a 15-point lead, then you better win the race or something. I don't know what to tell you.
Honestly, I think the chase for the cup was better.
Yeah, well,
I
and I
kind of
really like
always missed that one.
well, here's the thing too, is I almost like I was like, well, I like winning you're in like for the first couple rounds, but it's like I winning you're in on the third round just kind of this time around just doesn't feel the same. Like I'm happy Reddick made it, but then I'm also like Joe, it's just like the three guys that won are in the final four, and it was like they were out the whole time.
Yeah, the fact that you have 2 Penske cars in there now, and
Yeah.
we've always said, don't ever count those cars out,
Yep.
but it is just kind
They
of
know how to
annoying
get
because
hot.
they sucked all year. I
I
mean,
think Blaney had a good season. It's if you look at how many guys have 3 wins, Denny Hamlin, Tyler Reddick, Ryan Blaney, who am I missing? Christopher Bell. There's a lot of guys that have just 3 wins this year.
yeah, Blaney had like a top
He had a pretty good like a good
6,
season.
right outside top 5 maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's still a very good driver. Like, yeah.
And
But
then like we
Joey
sit
being
here and
in
talk
there,
is like out of the final 8, Joey's the definitely slowest team.
yeah,
Slowest
I was
car
gonna say Joey
or
being in there is the
the
real
lamest
problem.
duck of the season
Right.
out of those 8, and now he's about to be a champion.
Yeah.
So how does that make you feel? It's like, well, hey, you're in the final 4, you got a shot. I totally believe that logic, but it's also like, yeah, but it really goes back to like, yeah, but he didn't make the final 8.
Yeah, he
The
did.
48 was disqualified. So it's like,
He really shouldn't even be there.
now that we're
Yeah.
here, it's like, ugh. And if he
Honestly,
wins the championship, I think there's going to be an implosion on
they
Twitter.
might have to change it. If he wins it,
Yeah.
they might have to change it. I think if
I think
William
if he wins
Byron
it, people are going to turn off TV.
I think if William Byron or Tyler Reddick win it, people will be okay with it because they'll be like, they both
Yep.
had really good seasons.
Yep.
They're both 2 young, talented drivers that we want to see win a
Yeah,
championship.
new champion.
Yep. We're all kind of hoping that they eventually win a championship because they're the future of NASCAR.
Yeah.
I think those 2, it's fine. People won't freak out too much.
Yeah.
Blaney, a little bit less because people are kind of still bitter about this last race, even though it's not his fault. And then Joey, the whole world explodes. Like, things are not going to go well for
Yeah.
NASCAR.
Yeah. I want Joey to win for Justin, but
And just for chaos and like humor.
yeah,
I
for
think
the
it's funny.
legitimacy of like, what is it? The how we're crowning champions now. I'm like, this is not right.
Well,
I
everything is
just,
all around Patty's on.
he's
Yeah,
not-
that's funny.
yeah. Willie got that dog in him.
Yeah, he does. Joey's the only part of it. I'm like, yeah, exactly, dude. That
Yeah.
he shouldn't even be there. It's not good.
Yeah,
It's not a good
it
look.
doesn't feel right. It
It's not
doesn't
a good look,
feel.
but it would be funny if he did win
Yeah.
the championship. You know,
Yeah,
I don't know. It
I
would just
don't
be something
know.
to talk about forever.
And then that's the thing I hate is because I'm sitting here like, what are we doing? What the fuck? It just makes me more of like, yeah, does the championship even fucking matter now? Like,
Mhm.
fuck. And then I go back to Denny, like, yeah, I just want to win every race. I want to win as many races as I can because the all-time winners list. Like to me now, yeah, the all-time winners list to me is more important than the
I
champions
do
list.
agree. I do agree. At the end of
All-time
your
winner list.
career, if you had one championship in this era, but you
Yeah.
were like in the top, 3 in
10 of winners.
wins,
Oh, yeah.
that's more impressive to me.
Yeah.
For
And then I'll take a nod to, well, and it's hard to say now with Joey, but like Final Four appearances.
Mm-hmm.
Like that at least says something. But then like this is the first, like I used to be like, well, hey, Final Four appearances, like you had to be the best. You had to beat the best in the
But
round of 8
now,
to get there.
yeah,
Now I'm like, no, you can just like they'll just let you in. They decide who goes to the Final Four.
yeah. I think maybe we just need to continue to add emphasis to crown jewel races and have that be a litmus test of be like he has how many crown jewel race wins, you know?
Yeah. Yeah. I think that's another group that should have like they won this many crown jewels or they won these crown jewels.
Yeah, just say, hey, these are the important races. We put extra importance on these races, and these guys won this many.
And I think it delegitimizes of like people. Danny's never going to win that championship, and it's like, yeah, I don't think
At this
that's even
point,
a big deal.
yeah,
I
he's
don't
like,
think
I
that's a
wish I
big
would
deal.
have won. Like Jimmy Johnson was racking them up,
Yeah,
but at this point, I don't fucking
yeah,
care.
yeah. That's why I don't think Denny even cares about the championship anymore. And yeah, who gives a fuck at this point?
It's
But
hard to
then it's
blame
like,
him at this
if
point.
Reddick wins the championship, I'm gonna flip out. But
Well,
it's
yeah,
like,
it's
I don't
still
know.
something that you can like hang your hat on. I'm not saying it's a bad accomplishment to get, but it
Yeah.
just means a lot less than it used to.
Yes, that's what I'm trying to say.
Would y'all rather they let Bowman stay and let him start the round of 8 with like negative 20 points? Um,
Yeah, probably.
yeah. Yeah,
Yeah.
genuinely, yes.
Yeah, like, hey, they got a 20-point penalty. He's an automatic must win, but he's still in the round of 8.
Yeah, right.
But then it would have been like, well, them cheating cars, like we let them cheat, and it's like, I don't care. They're all cheating.
Yeah, that's another thing, dude. They're all cheating. Come on. It's a Hendrick car.
I do think. Anyway, let's talk Final Four real quick, of like why and how you could see them being the champion. William Byron, Daytona 500 champ, started the season so hot, had a badass playoffs. He was like top 3 half the races.
Classic Willie B season.
Classic
Dude.
Willie B season, and I think he was in the Final Four last year, back-to-back Final Four appearances. I think Willie B
Young,
is.
hot.
I think he's a young, hot talent, and like he doesn't go out and go flashy. Like he just wins every now and then.
Yep.
And didn't win a single playoff race, but with Christopher Bell committing suicide in 3 and 4, he's in the Final Four. And if he wins a championship, I'm okay with it. You know, he was fast all year. He had a lull in the summer, but he showed up. Like he showed up all year. And if he wins, I'm okay with it. How do you feel about Willie B?
Yeah, I mean, again, I've said Willie B is like what Chase Elliott was supposed to be. I think he's what
That's
NASCAR
good. That's
wants.
good.
You know, NASCAR wants Willie B to be a champion.
Yeah.
And I think everybody would kind of be cool with it. It's the
Yeah.
24. It's
And
Hendrick.
he's running the white Exalta that he run at
Dude, come
Daytona.
on. You know, it just
He hasn't
lines
had
up
any points, I don't
perfect.
think. Yeah.
It's what it, and it's the clean, safe champion.
Yes, that's what I think is like. If Willie B wins, okay, Willie B.
Everyone's like, you know
You got
what?
it, dude.
Very talented, young,
Yep.
probably deserves it at some point, and he's probably going to
Yeah.
win multiple.
I totally agree with all that.
Yeah.
Tyler Reddick, 45 car. Great season. First year Alliance alumni, I am. Fucking regular season champ. Was super hot all summer. Had terrible playoffs. Flips at Las Vegas. Makes a diving scrap at Roval to get in. Finally flips. Wins Homestead like a G. Makes the Final Four. If he wins it, I'll be excited. But if he wins it, he had a solid year. Was really fucking fast through the second half of the regular season. And I mean, he almost won a bunch of races. Like there was a lot of races they fumbled the football and didn't win.
Oh, yeah.
I think a deserving champ. They were fast all year. They had a little more spiciness. They were a little more flashy at times than Willie B. Whether they were hot or not. And Michael Jordan, the lawsuit case, I think that'd be funny as fuck. They're suing NASCAR and then they're gonna hold the championship and blow champagne in their face while they do it. I think that'd be funny.
Yeah, I think NASCAR might not love that one. That's the only concern there. But again,
if the 45 fails pre-race inspection, we know why.
Yeah, exactly. But again, in terms of like, you know, fan approval, I think it would go over well. I think people overall like 2311, even with Denny's connection, you know, people are just kind of excited about that team. And people are all pretty excited about Tyler Reddick, and they have been since he's been in Xfinity. To be honest, he's been a hot name. And people kind of like William Byron are just waiting on like when he wins a championship, not if he wins a championship. So like, why not now? He's had 3 wins just like everybody else pretty much. Solid season. Again, I think next to Willie B, that would be the most favorable outcome for like NASCAR and the fans and everything.
Yep, I agree. Ryan Blaney, fucking he 3 wins this year. He just kicked ass at fucking Martinsville. Coming to defend his title. He just won back-to-back champ possibly. I think he has all the momentum. He was fucking fast at Homestead, fast at Martinsville, won the race. And I think he has everything. He's all full steam ahead. I could totally see him winning the championship back-to-back for Penske, or it'd be 3 in a row for Penske, back-to-back for Blaney. The 12 car's hot right now. I think you're going to have to beat him to win it Sunday. I totally see Blaney winning it and them just kind of being like a home run. Like they went and did it.
I think it would be a really cool storyline to say back-to-back champ, especially in this era, which is an era that we say no one can win back-to-back. That's like damn near impossible. That'd be a really cool storyline. My only concern with that is, okay, yeah, I would probably pick him almost as a favorite to win this thing if it wasn't for his teammate Joey Logano also being in the Final Four. He's going into Las Vegas against Joey Logano. I mean, okay, let's do your pitch on Joey now, because this opens up the whole Joey thing.
Joey Logano gets gifted into the round of 8 by sheer luck of the racing gods, and goes out and wins Vegas. He's got 3 wins this year, I believe. Joey Logano also has 3 wins this year. Had a kind of off season, won a race here and there, came out, won Atlanta in the beginning of the playoffs, and then won Vegas, won some fuel mileage. You know how he saved fuel so much? Because he was slow as shit. It's just, you can't make this up. Sometimes the ball swings your way. And I'm a pro Joey guy, but this one just don't feel right. And they had the most time to prepare for Phoenix. If they come out and kick their fucking ass Sunday, I think it's going to be like I can't believe y'all let them do this. I'm not going to be like really pissed about it. Every even year for the last 8 years, Joey's made the Final Four, or 6 years he's made the Final Four. It's kind of creepy how numbers work, but last time he was in the Final Four, he won it. So I have this weird fucking feeling that like Joey's going to come out there and kick their fucking ass Sunday. Joey knows how to flip that switch, you know?
Yeah, I mean, how many times has he won in Phoenix? 3, I think.
Yeah, that's something like that. When he won,
I mean,
2 or 3. He's got one. I know he's got one not in a championship race.
Right. Yeah.
I think.
Yeah. I don't know, 2 or 3. Anyway, multiple wins. If I had to pick 2, and no offense to you, but 2 guys that I think are like could win this thing to win the championship, and anything could happen. Obviously, we know somebody could wreck out, but
I could see none of them winning the race. I could see like Chris Rebel win the race and them.
I mean, it would be awesome. Yeah. If anyone's gonna win this to win the championship, I think it's 2 guys. I think it's William Byron and I think it's Joey Logano.
Okay,
those are my 2 guys that I think would win the race to win the championship.
Who's your champion?
I don't want to say it, but I mean, at this point, I think Joey Logano might be my favorite pick.
I said it. I can't remember when we did an episode.
I'm trying to think of so many other.
I remember you
saying it. Yeah.
I remember I said when he got in the round of 8. I said Joey's about to win the fucking championship.
I'm trying to think of another alternative,
and then he went and won Vegas, and I was like, dude, he's winning the fucking championship.
Right.
And then you get a couple races where he was off TV because they didn't have to be, and you kind of forget about him. And then now we're going to Phoenix. No one's really even talking about Joey. They're talking about
which is exactly how he likes it.
Talking about Ryan Blaney, and Joey's about to flip the fucking switch and go out there and take no prisoners. I'd love to see a restart with 20 to go and Blaney and Logano are on the front row.
Oof. I'm taking Logano of that every time. That
Logano's got that fucking kill switch.
Yeah, he does, dude.
He does.
Logano Logano could have been a fucking sniper, I think.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because I think he's a psychopath.
I
He's
think
just heartless and emotionless, and he's a killer.
I think Reddick they will have to not beat themselves. They're fast here. He's good at Phoenix, and they're fast here in the spring. But like they're almost guaranteed one bad pit stop, and you can't have that here. So I just hope they can have a clean day and bring speed. It's really all I hope.
Yeah,
I hope he has a shot. That's all I ask. If
he
they're
almost
trash all
feels
day, I'm gonna be pissed.
he almost feels like a Willie B from last year, where you're like,
Yeah.
I'm happy you're here, and that'd be really cool if you win it. But I think you're gonna be here more often soon, and I
Yeah.
just don't know if this is your race yet. For some
Yep.
reason, I just have that feeling about him.
And
Where
then I could
Sorry,
see
go on.
I could see Willie B getting the pole and starting the race fast, like winning the first stage, and then like kind of falling off at the end. And here comes the Penske cars. That's almost how I see the race going.
Yeah, I mean, the only other thing is just like it's Willie B, it's the 24, it's Hendrick. They just could have the best car, like
Yeah,
and he just runs away with it, and
Yeah.
that's it. That's it.
And I have no presumptions for how the race is going to be. I think were they bringing an option tire? I don't remember what they were saying, but they were talking about bringing a softer tire for
Yeah,
Phoenix.
I remember the discussion. I don't know what
Maybe
they
that
decided.
is a thing, and maybe I think that would help the race a lot.
That'd be cool. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I think overall it would be hilarious if the finishing order was like Kyle Larson, Christopher Bell, Denny Hamlin, Chase Elliott, and then the other guys.
Yeah, they
That
all
would
finished
just be
154.
hilarious. Just like the 4 out.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I think it's Joey Logano or I think it's Willie B. I think those are the two guys.
Hey, but last race of the year, Phoenix for some reason still a championship. I
For
think
some
last year,
reason.
I really do think next year's our last Phoenix champ race.
We've been saying that for years, dude.
Well, there's
I'm done
rumbling,
saying it.
but yeah, who cares at this point? But last race at NBC, unfortunately, god damn it. But it's gonna be fun, man. Everybody's coming over the house. We're gonna cook out Sunday and put a fucking bow on this season.
I do just want to point out too that they've still been killing it.
Oh, NBC, dude.
They could have just kind of packed it up and been like, "Yeah, we're done." You know,
Yeah.
it's like what Fox does. They're just like, "Oh, whatever."
Yeah.
The season,
we'll see y'all next year.
our season's pretty much over. We're
Yeah.
like, guys, we have 3 more races on your podcast. Please, for the love of God.
Can y'all try showing up to work?
They're like, well, here's another kid. Zoom in on
Yeah,
the
man.
child.
It's gonna be fun. Can't wait to watch. I hope Austin Hill wins Xfinity. Would love to see Allgaier do it. I don't even really care about the rest. Trucks, good God. Hopefully that's not a shit show. But yeah, champ weekend, man. It's crazy how fast and long the season is. All of a sudden, you're like, fuck, we're about to be in the off season.
Yep. Yeah.
Yeah, it's gonna be wild.
I mean, it's been a fun playoff, man. It's been all around. It's been a good season. We've had some really, really
as down as we like to be. There's been some fun ass races.
I mean, in terms of just like maybe not the most consistent, but the best. 9 races. We've had like fucking 9 races, dude.
Yeah, and I don't want to sit here and be like, well, that's because we got the next gen. Like NASCAR probably thinks. Because there was some awesome bad races.
NASCAR. It's not because of you.
Yeah. But there's been some damn good races this season and some definitely good memorable moments.
Has been, for sure. Also, we never rated the race.
Martinsville in person. Blaney kicks their ass. Drama. We got a bitch slapping Xfinity race. 8-2.
Yeah, that's a tough one because with the block and the Willie B situation.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm gonna go a little bit lower because that does really hurt it for me. I go 7-7. Throw it out there.
Yeah, I think being there upped it for me.
For sure.
On TV, it was probably a 7-9.
If they didn't throw those blocks for Willie B and Bell
driver, dude.
And Bell actually like made the I know, but I can still fucking call him out for doing bullshit.
Spade a spade.
Yeah, exactly. Dude, but
if there's gonna be some implications, Austin Dillon's gonna be involved.
That's why he's my driver, dude. It's just like me.
Team Chaos.
I mean, if we didn't get those blocks and then like Bell does make that last second pass, this race would have been like a 9. Like
Yeah.
that ending would have been incredible.
Yeah.
But anyway, all right. Good
Hey.
season, man.
All right, y'all. It's been fun. I guess next week might be our finale.
Probably.
Oh shit! Yeah. Well, next week we'll have episode and fucking
And then we'll
put a
figure
wrap
it
on
out
this
from there.
bad boy. Who knows what we'll do?
All right, we'll go be dads for a little while.
Yeah, much needed off time.
Yeah,
Oh,
exactly.
All right, y'all. Peace.
Peace.